I'm sorry, what was that?
You're on.
Oh wait, are we on now?
Yes, indeed, we are.
Alright, well, just in time as I was replugging in my controller. No time like the present. So welcome everybody. I'm JospehJoestar316, and I'm presenting to you with some more Winback Covert operations. I'm joined with co-commentary once again with Mayu. Mayu, how are you?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. Did some hosting before, had a lot of fun, and now Winback, we're in for a treat. Trust me.
Absolutely. Alright, so I'll be running the full game, all 31 stages on easy. And just as a fun fact coming into this, I broke my world record that I currently hold in this category from 151 21 to 148.51. So it was around 2.5 minutes I shaved off from Wednesday when I last ran this. So we're coming in hot, fresh off a PB, and on top of that, there's going to be some absolutely entertaining cutscenes. So grab a seat and buckle up because we're all going for quite a ride. So if everyone's ready, I'll count us down.
Wait, hold on. We got
Holding.
a $20 donation from Chelsea. Good luck on the run, Jojo. Remember, in case you got lost, this way!
Thank you for the donation, Chelsea. That is most appreciated.
And may I ask you for a real-time stream because delay and stuff? I forgot to ask earlier. Top commentator, like always.
Right. Actually, wait, what? I didn't quite catch that.
A real-time, I can't talk. It's going on fantastic. It's just perfect for it. I asked for a real-time stream on Discord or something. So
Oh, yeah, I can do
I
that.
don't have to delay. Because for some things, I like to be on the exact time when it's happening.
Okay, no worries.
I'm really sorry. I know I'm highly professional once again.
Oh, it's all good. You know, it's better to have it in there. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think maybe I'll just do this. Share my OBS app.
Yay.
Hopefully that's not gonna break anything.
Everything seems still good to me.
Alright, so are we ready now?
Yes, now we're ready.
Alright, because I am itching to go. So thank you for your patience, everyone. So I'm ready to count us down now. And instead of saying go, I have a different way of how we're going to start this off, which I'm sure everyone's going to love. So it's going to be, let's see, which way are we going today? Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This way!
This way!
All right, so, and we're off. So this is Winback. It was originally for the N64, released in 1999, and what I'm playing is the PS2 port, which was released a year or so after, entitled Winback Covert Operations. So they kind of changed the name a little bit, but more importantly, they just updated the game's graphics, sound, some quality of life changes, you know, AI behavior updates.
And over there's.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing you're gonna hear a lot is the guards' banter, where they're gonna be saying stuff like this way, over there, stop.
Hold it.
Yep, we're gonna hear that too. So we're playing this on easy, which is the lowest difficulty out of normal and hard. The main challenge is just getting through the areas as fast as possible. And our main weapons of choice are gonna be the pistol, which is a 14-round magazine weapon for infinite ammo, so you never have to, like, find ammo within the game. You also have the 9mm SMG, which has long-range lock-on capability, but it has a long reload. And you also have a shotgun, which has a 8-round capacity, which, again, like the SMG, you have to find ammos for that, too. So, along the way, you're gonna see me acquire weapons or items as we go. And the one thing that makes the PS2 port unique is the added voice acting.
What the hell is this? Some kind of sensor?
Top-notch voice acting at this point.
Yeah, so the original game had just a guard voicing that you're hearing where it sounds really compressed. That comes from the original game. But the added voice acting is what is unique to this port, since the original game was just all, like, text-based cutscenes. You know, there was no, like, voice acting or anything of that sort, aside from just guard banter. So, for the most part, you're just gonna see me run past a lot of guards because we're just trying to be quick. You don't want to really have to fight anything, unless if it's, like, you know, required. Most guards, you can just run past them, as you may have noticed. Their tracking capability is pretty limited, as in it trails behind you, so you can kind of maneuver most of it. And then at other times, you're just gonna see me, you know, shoot a guard, not to really kill them, but to kind of stun them. It's just to kind of get them out of the way so they're not gonna either shoot or melee me, trying to reach a door.
Yeah, sometimes they can just crit you for some reasons and then they take half your life bar. So we just take them out of the way so they won't even do that.
Yeah,
These lasers are deadly.
Yeah, the lasers. So, the first lasers that our main protagonist, Jean-Luc Cougar, was just talking about were the...
Kennedy for poor people?
Yeah, I mean, and you know, some people even tell me that Jean-Luc looks a lot like Leon from Resident Evil 2. I mean, he's got the hair, the body armor colors. Maybe, I can somewhat see it. But yes, it's not Jean-Luc Picard, I'm sorry to disappoint. I know some people were sad to hear that, but... Anyway, so... The lasers are just basically split up into two different types. There's the blue lasers, which are mainly trap sensor-based, meaning it'll either trigger an encounter, other traps, explosions, whatever. The red lasers are the lethal kind, where if you touch it even once, no matter what the difficulty, you are dead. And to demonstrate that fact, we're gonna watch this cutscene play out. Wait, I see the intruder. Wait for me! See? What'd I tell you, man?
Well, guess you're too slow. We told them before, they are deadly. They wouldn't listen.
I feel bad for that guy every time because he's just fated to run into that trap and, you know, never gets a chance.
Yeah. Well.
So, but I guess going over the weapon specifically, what makes the pistol really great in this run is it's not only just infinite ammo, but it's got really good stopping power. You know, not only just to deal with guards, but we're gonna be using this for boss fights as well. The SMG has the most magazine capacity, but the problem is it kind of takes a long time to reload and you have to find, you know, magazines for it, which are either found globally throughout the game or sometimes certain enemies can drop ammo. Same thing for the shotgun, where it's good for up close, but not really good for anything else. It has a decent spread, but 90% of the time it's gonna be with the pistol. And then we're gonna be using the other weapons as we go. But I guess one thing I didn't talk about is, well, what is Winback about? Well,
This way.
Yeah, aside from that guy saying this way. So, long story short, a terrorist group known as the Crying Lions took over a facility that controls a satellite weapon known as the Gulf system, which basically is a super weapon that can destroy anything it targets within a flash of light and an explosion, which has a 3-hour cooldown charge. I know, why make it anything less but 3 hours? Which, fun fact, depending on how long it takes you to beat the game, you can actually determine what kind of ending you get. So by speedrunning, you're incentivized by default for the good ending, which is just basically determining who lives and dies at the end of the run. So I won't spoil anything just yet. So our job is to go in, beat the bad guys, you know, save the day, stop them from using the satellite weapon. And
Yeah,
along
and
the way,
for
we're just... Oh, go ahead, Mayu.
I just want to say, for people who think, that sounds familiar from the other game. Yeah, we like to call this game a rip-off Metal Gear. Because go into base, destroy, kill the bad people, destroy their ultimate weapon.
I mean,
I can see the familiarity.
rumor was like this was sort of like Nintendo's response to Metal Gear, since it was a year after Metal Gear Solid 1. But I've ran a lot of Metal Gear games, and I ran this game, and it's like, you know what? this game is good on its own merits, but it's certainly not really a good answer to Metal Gear. I mean, stealth is just a luxury. Let's just put it that way. So, we're coming up to stage 3, which is the, I guess, end of the introduction to this run, basically. The first 3 stages are just teaching you basics of how to play the game. So what I'm gonna do here is the laser skip, with our guard acting as our hired help. So I'm gonna stand right about here.
Yeah, what Joe is doing is he's positioning...
Oh! Okay, so I was just a little too far away. So, thankfully, you don't lose too much time attempting this, since it is faster than doing it the, I guess, normal way. Which is, you know, navigating around this area, destroying a few sensors, and then doubling back. So what I'm trying to do... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Mayu.
So what he's trying to do is he's positioning right at the edge of the box you saw, and when you're getting shot in the back, you get a stagger animation where you fall to the ground, and you also get invincibility frames. And we use the staggering from falling to the ground and the iframes to go through the lasers. And when you're standing up, you are just crawling a bit further, and this makes you go through the lasers. There will be a few other points where you could do it. Yeah, by the way, this laser is just there for decoration, because we come from this side, there's no hitbox detection.
Yeah, I mean, the devs never anticipated that you could find a way to skip the laser, so the one on the way back is just for show.
Yeah,
but,
and we could also do the laser skip in some different areas, but if you would fail it there, it would cost more time to go back and attempt it again. Here it's just really convenient that the laser is close to the start.
Yeah, I mean, if you do the laser skip on this stage, like, first try, I think it saves you around, like, 40-45 seconds when I timed it over a run that doesn't do it. There are other traps where you could try to do that, but the problem is you need, like, consistent placement on, like, how to set yourself up for it. Wow, shooting that is a lot trickier than it is. So, like, you have to get the position really consistent, and sometimes the laser traps are relatively far in the stage where if you screw it up, it's gonna be a really lengthy reset to reattempt it again. Whereas that one, by convenience, you're right there. It's at the very beginning, so if you mess up, you're still gonna save time over a run that has to, like, go around. So other parts of the run, you may notice I'm avoiding certain cutscenes that'll play that are, like, proximity triggered. Meaning if you try to approach a certain area, it'll play out a cutscene. Basically showing you, hey, you have to destroy this trap, or so on and so forth. So you could avoid those just by moving around them intentionally. It just saves you a little bit of time. You know, like, there's a lot of minor optimizations you could do. You know, aside from just, you know, the big laser skip, which I don't remember who originally found it. I can only recall on who at least told me about it, and I just try to find a way to execute it consistently, which, shoutouts to Suzuka. They sent me a link showing a GIF of someone doing that skip, and I was like, oh wow, that looks really cool. I wonder if I can do that. And once I found a way to... Yeah, then I found a way to, like, set it up right, make it pretty consistent, and it saves a lot of time.
Oh, by the way, do you know what we didn't do yet?
What's that?
What happens if you get lost?
You know...
So, what do you do when you get lost?
The map in this game is very confusing to read, so whenever I get lost, I just tell people, follow whatever the guards are, because wherever they're guards, you're probably going the right way, and they're probably gonna say something like, over there, this way, over here. Just follow the guards. I mean, they won't try to trick you.
Yeah,
right,
they are really nice. So, guys, which
See?
way?
See?
Thank you.
I told you, they were telling me the right way.
Yeah, like, totally nice. These are actually nice guys. They try to help you.
Well, except for that guy that shot me in the back, but that's part of the variance of the run, is just the gunfire. You know, sometimes you get lucky, and other times you're just gonna get hit. Alright, so once we get into this door... Okay, there we go. So this is the first boss fight, which is against Leela, who has a very big machine gun, pretty big sense of humor. So you might be thinking, well, is there anything to it with fighting these bosses? And the answer is not really. You just kind of, yeah, you just hit them, run left and right, so you can get their gunfire to trail behind you. And you can basically rinse and repeat while hitting them 2 to 3 times with the pistol. Okay, so
This fight is a
one
little bit
more.
tricky because she has a backup guard next to her.
Cecil!
Fun fact, she actually said sea salt, not sea
Yeah,
salt.
that's just a translation error in the written one. It's actually sea salt. Our lovely boss.
All right,
By
so
the way,
this would
Chet
be
asked which way we are going.
I'm pretty sure we're going this way.
I think it's over there.
Well, you know what? The guards always know. But what I was about to say was, if there was any, if you had any messages you wanted to get through, this would be a good time. So it's just gonna be a lot of running.
Yeah, so if you don't mind, I would just ask you a few questions.
Sure.
So the first question would be how you actually got into speedrunning itself.
Let's see. Generally speaking, I got into speedrunning about 2.5, 3 years ago. I started with Metal Gear Solid 2 HG Collection on the PS3. It was just something I always wanted to try, just watching runs, you know, in the years past. And then what got me into speedrunning Winback specifically, by coincidence, I was speedrunning MGS2 one night, and a question came up about what games did I used to play when I was growing up, and I remember playing this game on the N64, but I didn't remember its name. So I described what I remembered to my chat at the time, and someone had, you know, answered with, "Oh, Winback," and it's like, yeah, that's the game. So I was curious, looked it up afterwards, and found that you could not only play it either on the N64 or on the PS3, or PS2 if you have it locally. But you can play this digitally via the PSN store of the PS3, and once I found that, I was like, man, I gotta jump head in. You know, and then once I started playing it, I had a lot of fun, and then the idea came to really challenge myself to not only beat a game that I couldn't beat when I was younger, but to speedrun it on top of it, and here we are.
Here we are with a lot of this ways and over there's.
Yeah, coming up is gonna be a very entertaining cutscene. And it's not this one, it's the one after this. Man, I love the shotgun.
Long range shotgun, because why not?
Alright,
And then
so
we have a little.
yeah, this is the first of several cutscenes of what makes Winback.
Well, how's it look?
It won't open. I think they've changed the code.
I think you're right, Jean-Luc. Tom, it's good to see you, man. May I?
Something tells me it's not gonna open.
Yes, they've changed it all right.
Wow.
I always have to hold back when I see them.
You know, I think we needed another person to verify that they did
Yeah,
in fact change the
totally.
code.
Totally. It's like, we don't trust you with numbers. Let me try it. Oh, they changed it. And when we are about to talk about numbers, we have a $20 donation from Dumpster Monkey 6. Hello, I've seen Joe's run a couple of times, and it's always awesome to see someone run my all-time favorite game. Keep up the good job, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks
keep
a lot
those
for that.
donations rolling in. So, in context, what that cutscene was about, other than how hilariously bad it is, the mission objective for the SCAT team, which is the counter-terrorist group that Jean-Luc is a part of, they're tasked with going to 2 elevators to access the control center for the Gulf satellite weapon. One is via an express elevator located in this office facility that we're in. And the other is through a freight elevator, which is located in a factory section further away, which is slower, but will eventually get you there. And Jean-Luc is assigned to the express elevator, so the elevator that we saw there wasn't that one. It's the elevator that grants you access to the actual express elevator, so like, the elevator to the elevator, which leads to more elevators. Know what I'm saying? Lots of elevators.
Yeah, elevator section.
So what I just did there was I blew up that box before I triggered that guard encounter cutscene. It's one of those like minor optimizations I was talking about where you could destroy objects before loading in a room with enemies. And I'm gonna do it again here by just staying in place, turning around a little bit, and I'm just gonna aim at this sensor, which is right behind that wall. And by staying here, the door will not close behind me, so I won't have to open it twice. That's something that you're gonna see used quite a bit. It's just amazing, you know, over the course of this run, like what little time saves you can find, and even something like destroying that box ahead of time can make it from what's really an annoying encounter to just running through, and over time, it does add up. You know, like it may look like, oh yeah, that just looks simple, but it's like, well, once you actually sit through fighting them, and then you try something like that, and then you realize, hey, this makes this room a lot easier. So now what you're seeing in the top right of the game screen is a bomb detector radar, so to speak, because along the way we overheard enemies talk about them planting 5 bombs in this office. Apparently the bombs are this way. I love these guys.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So we're now tasked with trying to find these bombs along with trying to gain access to the express elevator. The bombs are just a failsafe should the plan, you know, fall apart trying to, you know, take over the facility, so they just blow up the office. So we can't have that. So we're handed a bomb detector due to our buddy Tom, the one that confirmed that they did in fact change the code. Also rigged up a bomb detector so we can help find these things. So it's just gonna be a lot of just, you know, moving past guards, trying to evade gunfire, and just praying that you're not gonna get hit in the back, just like I almost did there. I don't know how many times I've run the game where I just never feel relaxed during moments like that, because getting shot in the back by certain weapons can deal a lot of damage. Mayu touched on this a little bit, where, you know, damage taken on this difficulty is manageable, but some weapons like shotguns can just take you down in half in one shot,
yeah.
And it's pretty nasty.
Yeah, crucial. Yeah, and then there are guards where you are standing right in front of them with a shotgun, shoot them 3 times and they're still standing because the plot demands it. I don't know, they are tanks.
Oh, if you want another dramatic moment, it's coming up. There's something about this room that's... Wait a minute.
Huh? The bomb detector is going off.
Wait,
Oh,
so it's a
no.
bomb? Wow, way to go, Jean-Luc. Yeah, I mean, he just had to proclaim it in that room that the bomb detector was going off.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe he was trying to be the nice guy and just warn them, saying, hey guys, the bomb detector's going off, and these guys are like, wait, what the heck bomb detector are you talking about? It's a bomb. A bomb!
This
Oh
must be
no,
one
it's
of
a
the bombs
bomb!
we heard them talking about. That's
Shoutouts to the
bombs.
Deus Ex speedrunning community. Whenever they play that cutscene during speedruns, it's just, it's another classic game for, you know, entertainment. Alright, so they planted 5 bombs. We found the first of 5 of them, and we're gonna find the other 2, which, although we're meant to find all 5 of them, we're actually gonna get help along the way, which they will find the rest of them for us. But, you wanna see some CQC? Watch this. Alright, I'm ready. Huh!
Also
Man.
made a little meme out of it. We took, because we called that the Bunker S, so we took Jean-Luc's hair and put it on the Bunker S emote, and this is how Bunker S was born.
Yeah, the CQC in this game is... It's effective, but hilarious. It's...
Yeah.
You know, it's more effective when you're behind an enemy or if they're just unaware you're there. If you are trying to, like, you know, engage combat with them and you try to melee, it'll just do a kick, which hardly does any damage at all. It's pretty laughable, but it does make for a good interrupt. So what I'm gonna do here is, before I trigger this cutscene, I'm gonna blow up this box with the SMG here, which is gonna reveal a sensor that I'm gonna have to destroy later. Man, they really need some WD-40 on those shutters, man. They're really loud.
Yeah. And now the guards are alert once again because of this stupid gate.
Oh, and here I thought all the gunfire was gonna give me away.
Nah, it definitely was the gate.
Oh, sorry guys.
Oh, come on! They were just on break. By the way, who designed this bathroom? Every time you want to go to the bathroom, you have to go all the way around.
I don't know. I mean, I keep joking about what these guards' capabilities are, and I think interior decoration and trap design is really more of their forte, not so much actually guarding stuff. I'm just saying, they're in the wrong line of work.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we're gonna grab this med kit for safety, and how many bombs left?
That's 2 down. 3 to go.
Oh, thank you,
Thanks,
Jean-Luc.
Jean-Luc.
I lost count.
Yeah, same.
I'm just trying to further illustrate how hilarious the voice acting is, because again, the original game did not have it aside from just guard banter. Okay, there was that critical hit I was talking about. You know, so I took a shotgun round to the head. Thankfully, there is another med kit down here. Ideally, you don't want to have to pick them up too much. It just loses you a little bit of time, but it's always helpful to know where they are in the event should you need them.
Like that, because sometimes you just can't predict it. Crits happen.
Yeah, and then the nice thing about running this on easy and normal as well is that your health will refill once you complete a stage. Alright, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna blow up all these boxes ahead of time so it won't be used against me should things go wrong. And then, wait a minute. How'd these guards get here?
Magic.
I don't know, man. I mean, this place is scaring me. Oh, thanks for the nudge.
We should maybe call the Ghostbusters. There are ghosts around here.
Okay, here's another classic one, which I know Maya wants to see.
Yes.
Jean-Luc.
Lisa, you're all right.
Of course. It takes more than a crashing chopper and trigger-happy terrorists to kill me. Never underestimate a woman on a mission. Besides, I promised Mom I wouldn't die until she saw me in my wedding dress.
Well, at least we know one of us will make it out alive.
Just what is that supposed to mean?
Nothing.
Wow, Jake. It's Winback. What else do you want?
Yeah. Like, no matter how hilarious this game is, the OST is amazing. The soundtrack is really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of go from, like, somewhat tense, serious music to, like, a jazzy lounge kind of,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, man. I mean, I like it. Doesn't make it goofy. I mean, yeah, I won't deny that, but I still believe that even though, yeah, the game can be kind of written off as just like, oh, yeah, it's this, that, and the other thing, but there are some good redeeming qualities, especially with this port where they redid the music, where if you were to compare the soundtrack from the original N64 title to this, they definitely kind of touched it up, you know, in a good way. And of course, the added voice acting, I think, was just the cherry on top.
There's nothing better than this voice acting, change my mind.
Absolutely. Alright, so in the context of that cutscene, we met up with Jake and Lisa, who are other members of the SCAT team. Basically, Jean-Luc told them about the bombs being planted in this facility, and that he found 2 of them, and Jake and Lisa were going to try to help find the others to cover more ground. Also, I'm glad that ladder's there, because there's no way Jean-Luc could have just vaulted over that, by the way.
No, 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 no. That's not possible.
Bonk.
Bonk.
Never saw it coming.
Definitely not. You also couldn't hear him. Like, I wouldn't really say that he's, like, trained on being silent when walking.
Yeah, I mean, Jean-Luc is... I don't know, like, he has the potential, but then there's some moments where you kind of question his, you know, intellect and just critical thinking. But, I mean, again, it's Winback. You know, we're just here to enjoy the memes, the this ways and that ways. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna raise the level, or raise the water level. And then watch how fast this fills up. Wow. Dude, I need a pump system like that.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it takes ages to drain a pool these days, but I mean, look at that. I mean, it just fills up in an instant. I'm telling you, these guys are in the wrong line of work.
Definitely.
All Alright, so this
Maybe
is
you
the...
should like go up to them and tell them.
Well, here's gonna be the first of several like arcade segments where we're just gonna get in this turret, start firing, and then what do these guys do? Alright guys, here's the intruder, run into the bullets!
Definitely a good idea. Hey, they died because of the machine gun. Let's do the same.
They just figured, hey, you know, eventually he's gonna run out of ammo, right? I don't know. It's. Yeah, I really shouldn't have to prove my point any further. How smart these guys are.
Yeah, this game proves it for you. Don't worry. Always, every time I see these lasers, it's just like, well.
Yeah, some
Yes,
lasers
very.
you can just duck underneath and then walk through, but some other ones are a little tight. We'll cover that later. But I guess now would be another good moment for any messages you have, since again it's just gonna be more running around.
So I guess I'm just gonna continue with the questions for now. Is there a favorite part of the game you have?
I do actually. And that would be the very last boss fight, which we'll get into on the last stage. Not only do I like the way that it leads up to it, but the music to it is also really cool. But generally speaking, just like what do I like about the run and you know, just overall, are the guards. The guards really make this run fun with what it is. Because usually in some runs, the guards are kind of like regarded as like, you know, the worst thing you ever deal with. Whereas the guards in this game are like part of the entertainment. You know, with maybe a few that are kind of like, yeah, they're just out to get you, but some of the other ones are just here to have a good time. Like this guy, for example. Well, he did try to tell me to stop, but, you know, we can't really do that.
Yeah. And we also have a $50 donation from Xenlos56 saying,
Woo!
my
Let's
dog,
go.
Professor Dark, is a constant source of joy for my wife and I. Animals deserve every chance at a forever home that will love them and give them a good life. I hope this $50 will help. Good luck, runners.
Thank you
Thanks
for
a
that
lot,
donation.
it's highly appreciated. And can't say truer words. Every animal should have the chance to have a happy life.
Okay, I was trying to be very careful in here because they locked me in this room, which has a poison tank in the middle. And if that were to blow up, it'll disperse poison gas in the room, which not only will drain your life over time, but it also plays out a cutscene, which is fairly lengthy. Extra guards come in with wearing gas masks, so they will not be poisoned. Also, I have a question for these guards. Do you guys know which way to the exit? No, he was just telling me it's free, which it is. I was kind of hoping for an over there, but I don't know, sometimes they just aren't up to it.
I mean, you still know my theory about that. They say free because you are fast. They want you to go on the freeway because you're too fast for them.
That's true. Also, we're gonna spook somebody. You know, even though Jean-Luc is far from scary, but watch this.
Jeez, Jean-Luc, you scared the hell out of me.
Well, sorry, Tom. I like how Jean-Luc is just standing there like, what did I do?
I guess. Okay. Fan hitbox, I guess?
Yeah, no, I touched the door by accident. You gotta disarm the trap first before you open it.
For me,
so,
it looked like you were still standing a bit further away.
Yeah, the one fault with the controls in this game is that the action button for opening doors and going into cover, since there is a cover-based mechanic, as you may have noticed, where you can kind of lean up against objects or walls, it's also bound to the same function to open doors and interact with ladders. So sometimes you can, you know, lean up against the wall when you're trying to open a door by accident if you do it too early. Alright, so coming up is going to be the next boss fight, which, funny enough, we talked about a certain Leon, but it's not the one you're thinking of. It's a guy dressed in a purple, I don't know, kind of like wrestling suit, and his main weapon of choice is the shotgun. So, unlike Leela, he's just not going to really move around a whole lot, so we're just going to Pepe Jam while we evade his gunfire and then just keep looping him.
The music is so good.
Yeah, mean, Jean-Luc's jamming to the music.
Yeah.
All right, wait for it.
The hunter became the hunted.
Notice how he said that and made the death noise at the same time?
That's talent.
Yeah, that takes a lot of
That
talent.
guy should have come to the theater. That's a lot of talent just going to waste.
Yeah, I mean, how often do you have a boss fight where you're like on death, you know, on your deathbed, and then it's just like, oh wait, I gotta finish the slide first.
While doing the death sound already.
All right, so we're on our way back, and then watch this roll. I love it. Whoosh. Wait a minute, who was that? But wait, guys, everyone, I have bad news. They got Tom!
Oh man, not you. This must be the security code. Tom.
Yeah, Tom was assassinated while trying to figure out the code to that elevator that couldn't be opened earlier, but just before he died, he wrote it on the floor, knowing Jean-Luc was gonna return so he could carry that forward and, you know, keep the mission going. But Tom was a good guy.
Dedication.
Yeah,
Rip
man,
Tom.
I mean,
He will be missed.
yeah, F's in
Until
the
the
chat
next
for
run,
Tom.
at least.
Alright, so this is the lasers that are regarded as the scariest ones in the entire game, in my opinion.
Yes.
There's very little margin of error to try to get by these. You gotta wait for them to go to the top and then roll through. It may look like my feet are touching it, but I assure you, it's just giving me just enough wiggle room to avoid it. Because some of the lasers, the gap is wide enough where you can just crouch and walk underneath, but with these, you must roll underneath. Like, there's just no other way. Oh, thanks for telling me which way to go.
This way. Yeah. Maybe there's this way you can do it. But there's no other way, it's only this way.
Alright, there we go. And I say this every time I run the game, but I never feel relaxed around those lasers. It's just, it really takes the slightest mistake and you get a really long continue. You may notice that there's checkpoints throughout the run, which I may not have mentioned. It's one of the things that the PS2 port had to offer was, I believe they added additional checkpoints in addition to the fact that you actually have save slots. Since the N64, for those that remember, you needed to have that save rumble pack for the controller in order to actually save your game. Whereas the PS2 port, you had the luxury of the memory card. So they offered a lot of like useful things to the game overall. And the nice thing about the checkpoints is that some of them do come in handy should something happen during a run. Because the interesting thing about how this game is timed, even though a full run is tracked in real time, the IGT in-game timer is purely like what you do in-game cutscenes. I believe it's paused. And it also pauses when you go to the map screen. And anytime you get a checkpoint, your IGT is set to when that checkpoint was first set. So if you ever take a, you know, unfortunate death, you can still try to save time, at least in-game. It doesn't really, like, carry over. But, you know, a lot of stuff has happened. I think Jean-Luc needs to remind me, alright, Jean-Luc, what's your current objective right now?
I have to get to the express elevator on the lowest level.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay, man.
Jean-Luc, we totally forgot.
It's like, wait, I got him. I got him. Poor guy. Maybe he's related to that guy in stage 2 where he just always trips the laser.
Yeah. I don't know, they have like a kinetic field around them which just draws in some of the guards.
I also like how dramatic Jean-Luc says, I have to get to the express elevator on the lowest level. It's like,
one of his
okay,
best
man.
friends just died. I can understand him. I will be dramatic as well. Give this guy a break.
I don't know, I'm trying, Mayu. I really am. Alright, so...
I'm just trying to, like, kind of explain why it could make sense. I know I'm failing horribly, but I'm trying.
Yeah, so now that we have the access code to get to that elevator, we're returning and... Wait, I don't remember the room looking like this. Yeah, look at all these lasers they set up. And look, they even drilled through the concrete. I'm telling you, man, Crying Lions renovations. You heard it here first.
Yeah,
When you
especially
need
if they are
security setup
fast.
and traps, I mean, these guys are the go-to.
And
Guard
they're
duty?
fast.
Oh yeah, I
Stuff.
forget that. All right,
This way.
so we're gonna destroy that sensor first. Given just that it's outside of the room, and then we're gonna come back and then destroy the second one, which is through a like moving laser trap.
Oh my god, that was so close. That looked so close.
Oh, that laser?
Yes.
Yeah, it's dope. Wow, funny enough, I was talking about lasers. Yeah, that can happen.
You just wanted to show that they are deadly, like also for you, not just for the guards.
And it's also a nice demonstration of the checkpoint system. Yeah, it happens. You know, it's I don't know how else to describe it, but it's kind of one of those moments where you think you're far enough away, and sometimes the camera can, you know, be the enemy. Which, funny enough, for its time, having a 360, you know, I guess over the, not really over the shoulder, but a 360 rotating camera was considered kind of rare for its time. Even though I've heard comparisons from others where Winback kind of resemblance of Siphon Filter games. Although I never played them personally, but after I did some research, there are some, you know, common characteristics such as like the aiming system, the lock-on cursors that you see, or even just the fact that there's a, you know, a camera of some kind. All right, so we're gonna try this again, preferably without tripping the laser. Okay, there's a sensor, and we're through.
Easy first try.
Yeah, easy first try. It's like the death never happened.
No, it did not happen.
All right, so next boss fight is gonna be against Grenadier Ryan, who will defend this express elevator to his dying breath, so much so that he will not move away from it. So, same thing as before, we're just gonna attack, move around, wait for his iframes to expire, do the same thing, bait the grenades when needed. The grenades will do more damage than his gun, in addition that there are explosive boxes set up around here. Wow, I had no idea that it was gonna end like that. I mean, the guy just doesn't move. I mean, he just really makes
Hard to hit.
Yeah, it makes you work for it.
And now
Okay.
what happened there? With his dying breath, he just was going kaboom, and with him, the express elevator was also going kaboom.
Yeah, so just before he was dying out, he took one of his grenades next to the elevator access panel and blew it up so that, you know, it cannot be used. So now we have to haul it out to the factory facility to go to the freight elevator, which is the second access point to the control facility. So this section's just gonna be a, you know, auto-scroller, so if there's anything you would like to chime in with, Maya, this is another good time.
I really like this question and answer game. So, what else do you do for fun when you are not busy speedrunning Winback or Metal Gear?
I try to, you know, I just try to keep up with, you know, games like, you know, Genshin Impact. I do try to, like, do some games that are, like, outside of, like, speedrunning. Kind of keep my, you know, I guess, mental fortitude of speedrunning intact, because you don't want to be speedrunning all the time. You just get burned out. But I also do some, like, you know, classic games now and then. Like, I'll pull out, it's like I did, like, an old playthrough of, like, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic a while back. It's still a fun game to play, even after all these years. Or even just pop in, like, one of my Metal Gear games and just try out things for fun, not necessarily for speedrunning. Other than that, I mean, you know, not a whole lot.
Chat just said you like getting baited in Resident Evil 4. Wanna tell that story?
So, I was doing a, you know, I did like a week of like trying out like games to like learn to speedrun blindly. And it's a very generous statement of how blind it was. So much so that when I got up to the lake boss early in the run, I was told, hey, if you shoot the lake, you'll get extra items and you'll do extra damage before you start the boss fight. So I figured, oh, okay, I like free items.
And
Okay.
spoiler to everyone who doesn't know Resident Evil 4, if you shoot the lake, the Largo will just eat you. And you die. And Joe died.
Yeah, it kind of finally clicked in what was gonna happen, and I got played like a fiddle by my own chat.
But it was funny it was funny. Like, by the way, I didn't watch Joe back then, but I always asked him to go speedrun or like play Resident Evil 4 for me again because I want to have the full experience. He said no.
Well, I mean, the thing about Resident Evil 4 is, like, it really takes a lot of work to try to get good at it. I'm not saying
That's
it can't
true.
be done. Oh, wow, I got really lucky opening that door because I thought he was going to kick me again. But yeah, it's one of those things where if I speedrun something, I generally want to commit some time to it to want to get to learn it, get, you know, somewhat good at it, and depending on what progress I make, I try to go for, like, high challenge categories, like, when it's suitable. Oh. Okay, a little bit
Time
of
for some Pepper Jam. Give us your Pepper Jams, Cat Jams, Red Bar. It's that time.
Yeah, as you may have noticed, the music in the level changes based on your life bar status. So, like, there's green, yellow, and red bar. Green bar will just play whatever the default stage music is. Yellow will kind of change it where it's, like, you know, a little intense. And then red bar is, like, Monka S mode, where you're just, you know, treading on thin ice and don't want to get hit by anything. Okay, so we're about to wrap up the office section and going into the factory. I love the way he opens this door, by the way. Even with a weapon in hand, he just opens it up. You know, both hands, like, just prying it open. Okay, what I don't like is these guys hitting me. Okay, I just figured I'd give him a taste of his own medicine he's throwing at me. Alright, so that ends the office, and we're now coming into factory this way. Why is it called that? Well, just listen. See?
Here we go.
You're gonna be hearing that a lot. You know, along with other stuff.
I feel like factory is really the part where they say to sway the most.
Yeah, for some reason they decided, hey, you know what? We'll make the guards say more of this line and just kind of roll with it. And it's like, you know what? I like this. Alright, so we're gonna blow up that lock device, which will open that door. And just like before earlier, when you open a door and just don't move forward away from it, it will not shut behind you. Again, just saving you a little bit more time. And you also don't have to take out the guard in that room either, because what will happen is it'll play out a cutscene, which will basically show that you have to destroy that lock. And
That's a melee showdown.
okay, I figured I had to get him back because he was being mean. I also love the way he kicked him, by the way. He was like hovering in the air for a second.
Nice aim.
Yeah, that's when people watch me run this game, that's what we refer to as a Papega aim moment, where I'm just failing to hit the guards repeatedly. Also, we get to enjoy
That's
some
just in
Yellow
that
Barn
game.
music. Alright, so, we're gonna destroy that sensor, which will... Or actually, no, that's... Or actually, no, wait, no, I'm sorry. There... Above me is a lock to that door, and that sensor I just destroyed was to get down into that drainage ditch that was just emptied from, you know, with the water in it, so we can get access to another key. As you also may have noticed, they don't really store the keys anywhere. They just leave them on the ground. I don't know, sort of lazy,
Well,
if
maybe
you
they're
ask me.
just forgetful, or like they fall out of their pockets.
Yeah, because when I come home at the end of the day, the first thing I do is drop my keys on the ground, and so that way I know exactly where it is. I don't put it like on
I mean,
a
maybe
on
they
a
have
stand or
holes in their
anything.
pockets. Maybe they're underpaid. And they just fell out.
Okay, so now we're gonna be opening this door right here, and we're gonna grab a med kit out of abundance of caution with these sewer sections coming up. And we're also gonna be picking up an accessory for our weapons, which is a flashlight. Well, what makes this different than any ordinary flashlight? Well, watch this. Watch how bright this thing is. Boom.
It's a lightsaber.
Get it? But yes, it is incredibly bright, but there are some sections of the game that does make it hard to see without it. Doesn't blind the guards when you point it at them, unfortunately, which was very disappointing to find that out.
By the way, do you realize how fast he just switches the attachment to the other weapons with a flashlight?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite amazing, like, how quickly, you know, he does that. And as far as other games where it's like, you gotta take time to, like, put it on, make sure it mounts spin properly, Jean-Luc's just like, oh, okay, I got it. Alright, so we're gonna use the shotgun here out of convenience because of the wide spread. It'll hit multiple enemies at once, just like I did earlier. And I'm gonna ask these guys, which way to the explosive box room? Oh, there we go.
Thank you!
I figured one of them knew. It just took some time. So I'm gonna focus for this room because this place is rigged to blow at the slightest mistake, and it's near impossible to survive it.
Yeah, because of all the explosive boxes. You have to be careful because you and the guards can trigger the explosive boxes. And like you see, there are a lot of them. And as soon as one of them gets triggered, it will be a chain reaction. But Joe did it just fine. Easy. Easy as that. Just run through it.
Also,
You
that
really
guy
made this room look easy.
Yeah, it's very terrifying when the bombs go off in there. Also, that guard was not trying to kill me. He was just trying to poke me in the right direction with that knife, saying, hey, you're going the wrong way.
Really nice, once again.
Oh, look at that. There he is. I'm surprised he was still there. So, I just found this little, like, cutscene skip just before I got on today. I was kind of messing around with this earlier, where as soon as you get to this last guard here with the turret, as long as you don't kill him, you know, you can just kind of like shoot him to get him out of the way of the key. As long as you don't kill him, you will not get a cutscene of guards that will come in, which then you would have to use the turret or just evade them. It saves you a little bit of time, so I kind of found that today. I was like, oh, cool. And you know what else is cool is this guy, who goes by the name of Sergeant Thunder, who uses a flamethrower. I know, the irony.
Hi, Fury, what up?
So, just like before, we're just gonna run away from him, hit him a few times. His flamethrower will do a lot of damage if it hits you, so you do have to be very careful. As he also has to be careful because the barrels in this room can damage both him and me.
Yeah, and what you see Joe do, he is kind of guiding him towards a specific place. He tries to get as close to the next way he has to go as possible, because he will actually start after the boss fights from where he ended the boss fight.
And did the guy really have to... Did he really have to blow up like that? But the answer is yes.
Yes, he had to. He's a bit over the top, I guess, but you do you.
Yeah,
he wanted to go out in style.
Yeah, so like Maya was saying, since they blow that wall open at the start of the fight, I try to move around like in a U-shaped pattern so I can end up at that opening when the fight is over. It's just less movement, like post-fight. Also, which way? Okay, I guess he was just trying to point with the knife again. Oh, there we go. Thank you, guy. There's always that one guy that knows.
Yeah.
But then there's also the one guy that always has a knife. You know, I'd rather get the guy that just tells me the directions.
Yeah, I don't know. Bringing a knife to a gunfight? Seriously?
Well, he used to be a guard until I, you know, until I shot him in the knees.
And he got the bullet into his knee.
All right, so we're gonna take out
wait,
the
there was
sensor
wrong game.
right
Joe,
there.
I guess it was the wrong game.
I don't know. I'm just kind of improvising as I see it. Which way? Thank you, guy.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, these guys are so helpful when they're not trying to kill you. All right, so this is another long auto-scroller, so if you got anything to add in, take it away as I set up for the second gondola.
Okay, so I think people also enjoy learning stuff about you. So just let me see. What is an interesting tech in this whole run which might not be apparent by just viewing it without like really knowing?
I guess in the big sense it would be skipping the lasers, but in the overall is kind of like how you stagger guards to kind of avoid a fight. So like often at times you'll see me target a guard, shoot them once, and then move past them. It's incredibly useful to just squeak by corners or even just avoid a lengthy fight. Because there's some encounters that you don't want to take, and sometimes the best way to get around it is to just, you know, stun them temporarily just enough to get by them and just load into the next room.
Oh, and by the way, Joe, little question. Do you like animals?
I do like animals.
So, why didn't I talk about our charity we are supporting, which is Heartland Animal Shelter? Heartland Animal Shelter was founded in 2002 to help alleviate the I can't talk. Good job, me. to help all animals in the Chicagoland area to finally find a loving home. And how are they doing this? Heartland rescues pets from various situations, and each pet arrives with their own unique needs. Some of our pets require medical care, some require emotional support, some require behavior help, and all require good, old, tender, loving care. Currently, we not only save at most risk animals from the Chicagoland area, but in 2012 partnered with shelters in 11 other states throughout the country, increasing our ability to save lives. Here at Heartland, we don't ever judge an animal based on its breed, age, or medical concern, but solely on the content of their character. We truly believe that every animal deserves a second chance, and we pride ourselves in only pulling the most vulnerable population of animals after all others have had the chance to save them. And I think that's a wonderful cause, so please, if you want to help them, get your donations in. They all deserve a second chance.
Absolutely. I absolutely love, you know, dogs and cats. If I wasn't as allergic, I probably would have either one myself, but...
Like, in the meantime, I kinda got 2 dogs now.
Yeah.
Not mine, but...
And if you like to donate, you know, please do. Every little bit helps. So I have a question to these guards, which I might get one of them to answer. Okay, which one of you knows the way? Nope, not the freeway. Again with the freeway. All right, one of these guys
You're
must
too fast
know.
for them.
I think it's this guy right here.
Thank you.
Hey,
Oh!
there we go. That guy right there, he's the MVP.
Yes. He gets the award.
Yes, he gets to live to fight another day.
Oh, Joe, that's true. I remember one kind of animals you don't like. Seagulls.
Oh, man. I mean, out of context of this run, I have a bad history when running MGS2. In particular with the Showan 2 connecting bridge area where you're trying to shoot out these Semtex sensors, and a seagull decided one day to just fly between me and a sensor on a cipher that I was trying to shoot out. I was not happy about it. Ah, that was close. That box that blew up next to me, I meant. Guys, which way to the terminal to move the container over? Thanks, Sky.
Helpful as always.
Okay, so this is the assembly room, which has a lot of, you know, ups and downs and some back traveling, but I'm gonna try to get through as fast as I can. But also, Mayu, more bad news.
Oh no! Not again.
Steve!
They got Steve.
Not Steve!
Shot several times from behind, just like Tom. Who the hell is
All
doing
my
this?
friends are dead.
First Matt, then Tom, now Steve.
Who's
That
Matt?
means Law must be on his own. This isn't good. Maybe he'll find Jake and the others. I'll make the bastards pay. I swear it.
Yeah, so, in the context of the story, again, Matt, who we did not get to see because I skipped the cutscene, Matt, Steve, and Law were 3 of the scat operatives assigned to the freight elevator, and Steve was just the one found right there. And so Law is the only one left that was meant to go to that elevator, and whoa, okay, easy there with that knife.
Someone
there we
has an
go.
interesting theory. Anyone with a bland-sounding name is bound to die unless they're the main character.
Yeah, pretty much. Also, we get to enjoy more of the yellow bar music.
I kind of hear some other music right now. What a thrill. Okay, first we hear the machine gun, then we hear what a thrill.
Oh yeah, the ladders. Well, maybe it's not like the ladder we're thinking of in MGS3, even though it's like the most...
Like, I don't know, I guess if we would put all of it together, you could fill Snake Eater. You're climbing a lot of ladders.
Yeah, maybe if you just stack them like end on end, they'll maybe equal the length of the MGS3 ladder going up to the mountains, which, shoutouts to the ladder.
I mean, it's nice to lean back part of the run.
Alright, so now we gotta go up and over these, you know, conveyor belts, which we gotta disable electronic sensor device so I can get through this gate to exit the stage. And then these guys are just gonna try to shoot at me, tell me a bunch of stuff, maybe this way, that way.
Over there.
Over here, there you go!
Over here. Close enough?
I swear, maybe some of them are watching this stream. They just must know that we're trying to support a good cause, and they figured they gotta chime in too.
I mean, it's a good cause. Even if they are called the bad guys, no one can be as bad to just ignore these poor animals.
Alright, so we're gonna go up and over, and you'll notice like how the camera pans over like this, where it's like a fixated angle. It kind of gives it more of that arcade, like aesthetic. You know, where you go from like free camera to fixated camera. But again, in sections like this, we're just trying to get through it as fast as we can. Preferably without getting shot in the head like I just did, but it's just part of the run. Sometimes you get lucky and other times you just get shot. Alright, so now we're gonna go back the way we came in. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Okay, we're good. Yeah, getting shot in the back in areas like that is pretty scary because, you know, there's multiple guards there and you're trying to not die. Because, again, some checkpoints, while they exist, are pretty lengthy if you have to, like, start a part or all the stage over again. So, we're just trying to minimize the... deaths as much as possible.
And there are some stages where you have to be really lucky to not die.
Yeah, that's gonna be coming up in probably like another stage or so, which I refer to as probably one of the scariest stages in the entire run, other than like stage 30, which is also pretty lengthy. Alright, so we're coming up to the end of this stage here, so we're just gonna go up to this guy and say, hey, good job, buddy. And we're gonna just tap this guy and... Oh, okay, that's even better.
Oh, we don't. He just moves out the way.
Yeah, I was gonna try to stun him to make him move out of the way, but that's even better. Alright, so we're just gonna take out these two. And then more are gonna spawn in, so I'm just gonna wait for them to pop their head up.
Peekaboo. Sometimes I was asking where they're coming from.
I still don't have an answer, but fire in the hole. Yeah, you want to look away from the explosions because it'll lag the game a lot. Especially like in that explosive box room in stage 15 where if one goes off, they all go off and your game just lags like crazy. Also, which way?
Thank you.
There you go.
Well, now they're all chiming in.
Oh, believe me, there's gonna be more. Which way, fellas?
This way.
Freeway, this way.
So, did they just tell you the way to a faster route?
I mean, I like to think so, but... Also, don't have on explosive boxes. Learn from that guy's mistake.
I wasn't planning on doing so, but thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, it's part of using the environment to your advantage. Alright, so in this room, it's gonna be fairly tight to try to get this done quickly, but You know, thankfully there are some things I can do to ensure that it'll be smooth. Because a reset in this room without hitting the checkpoint first is going to be pretty costly. Oh wow, that was a nice headshot. I didn't even see it. For those wondering like how I get some of these headshots to work is I just aim dead center with the lock on and then flick up. I have my sensitivity settings configured for quick headshots. It's not guaranteed, but sometimes depending on the level environment, it can set up for a quick headshot just as long as you make the lock on. And yes, that guy just did tank a shotgun bullet to the head. It must be the helmets they're wearing, the masks.
Yeah.
I mean, look at their outfits. I mean, it's sort of like, I don't know, like they're showing up for like a fighters event or something, but they're showing up as guards. I don't know. I mean, ever since Leon the Hunter and his outfit, I just don't question the looks of the game anymore.
They all have like a few outfits they're allowed to choose from, and they all just chose what they like most.
Alright, so we got our checkpoint. We do have enough HP to make it through this, so we should be okay. So we're gonna pick up this magazine here, and oh, see, the guy was trying to tell me, magazine is over there! What this is gonna do now, it's gonna lift up these containers, and there's a cycle to get through in one cycle. Meaning you just run through it once and make it through the other end without having to stop. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this guard run forward, and as soon as we get to this box, we're gonna blow up this one here, which is gonna kill all three, and then once this container lifts up, we're gonna crouch underneath and just squeak underneath it as a head start, and then we just immediately run for it. And there we go, with plenty of time to spare. Trying to fight each section one at a time is pretty miserable. You're not really given a lot of cover, and there's like rigged traps with explosive barrels and boxes in some places. So as long as you get through like on the first one that lifts up, you're pretty much in a good position to just run through with no problems. Oh, thank you. I didn't even ask, but they just knew. Okay, so with our fancy footwork, we're just gonna evade the gunfire as best we can without getting meleeed. And then coming up next is gonna be the next boss fight, which is gonna be against Duke. Sort of reminds me of another boss. Wait, is it Raven? Well, he is using a minigun, but it's not really Raven.
It's Raven, but not really Raven.
So, just like before, we attack, we move, we attack again, and we keep moving. We just kind of loop them like this. Wait for it. I like how the minigun keeps turning after he's dead. I don't know, they just really
My
made
minigun also does that, so...
Alright, so we're gonna come up to the end of this stage shortly, where we're just gonna keep running this way, like that guy was saying. Shoutouts to the guards of this game and their useful directions. Like, hey guys, how's it going? Okay, fine, just be rude like that. Minigun goes brrr. I mean, it does. I won't disagree with that. Alright, so... Oh, go ahead.
Things that are going brute are always good. My brain is doing that a lot.
I mean, sometimes when I get a run that just doesn't quite make it at the end, my brain is also kind of like that, where it's... Man, I can't believe I went through this for several hours of brrr.
And my brain really enjoys doing that. But it's gotten better.
Oh yeah, that sound you just heard was one of the guards stripping the lasers that are moving. So I'm just gonna try to play it safe by taking some of them out, and then I can just navigate through with safety. You can try to evade them, but the thing is, every time you get shot, you'll get knocked back a little bit and stunned, which if a laser's passing through, that's pretty much a 1-2 death combo that you can't avoid. Man, he kicked him so hard he phased out of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
guards don't really
can't
die.
do
They just kind of disappear.
They are phasing into another dimension.
Okay, that guy was going hand with that shotgun, so I'm gonna have to be a little cautious coming up in here. Telling you, man, the music in this game really makes it exciting. Maybe not so much when you're trying to like go for records or anything, but it does add like that right intensity to it. Alright, so now if you want to see some 200 IQ moments, alright, watch this. Now, that guard is stopped right by that box, which is pushing him forward. Those three are holding that position with a laser in the other end, so you might be thinking, well, one of us isn't gonna make it, and it's definitely not me, so we're just gonna dodge a gunfire, and that guy fell victim to the trap. Very tragic.
High IQ plays by guard.
Yeah, I mean, the guards have been more of the victims to the laser in this game than anything else, honestly. It is very sad.
Lasers and stage 30.
And it's gotta be the clothing on how they can, like, survive some of these shotguns. Oh, thank you, guy. I just politely kicked him out of the way.
But I don't see a problem. Taking shotgun rounds close up. I do that every day.
Alright, so this section is gonna require me to take out this sensor that's rigged to that gate where it's electrified. So it's gonna be a lot of movement and back and forth, so if there's anything you'd like to chime in with, Maya, now's another good time.
Sure thing. Just let me don't get confused by having too many tabs. Oh, I'm so professional today. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're doing fine.
So, don't forget, guys, we also have an incentive, or more of a bid war, for the each mentioned for the language choice. Currently, Dutch is up ahead by a large margin with $50. And, like, further behind is French with $5. Italian, Spanish, and English didn't get any love at all right now. So if you want to have any of these languages to see Luigi's Mansion get ran in, get this donation in, it's for a good cause.
Alright, have at it. Make those incentives happen. Alright, so I'm gonna ask these guys once again, which way to the sensor?
Thank you.
Man, so helpful. I mean, other games should learn from these guys, I'm telling you. You don't need tutorials,
Yeah.
you just need these guys for hints.
Like, now I have to imagine it kinda like Professor Layton, where you have these coins you can exchange for hints. And now I just have to imagine you throwing these coins at these guards so they tell you which direction you have to go.
Okay, the guy was not being nice to me. So I'm gonna play this safe once I get my way back down. I'm gonna pick up a med kit before I make this very scary charge to the gate that's about to be unlocked.
It's a really scary room.
Yeah, I'll demonstrate why that is. So here's the sensor that'll disable the electric circuit so I can pass through. So this is what I normally call the Monk at S-Rush, because you're trying to go through a gauntlet of guards and bullets and trying to make it through this door. Okay, oh.
Oh god. Oh god. This
Okay,
room.
nobody
I've seen so
panic.
Oh
Okay,
no.
that's
I've
pretty
seen-
unlucky.
Wait, didn't you also die the last time you ran it for HiG? Didn't you also die here the last time you ran it?
You know, I'm looking back on it, and I'm pretty sure that's what happened. It might have been the first death, which was this section. So it is factored into the estimate, thankfully, but this is why this stage and this section is pretty awful, because dying to get back to this gate is pretty miserable, because you got to do it all over again.
Yeah. I've seen several runs die to that.
Yeah, and then luckily I've had runs get saved to, like, not dying to it, so it kind of swings both ways. So, don't need to worry, we'll just get to do it again, hopefully without getting memed by the guards. Alright, so just like before, we're gonna double back here, blow up this box, which will open that barricade. And then we're gonna pick up this 3 magazine clips for our SMG, since we're gonna have 4 guards spawn in, which I know it will happen once you like get past this I don't know, danger container. I don't know what you call it. It's like it's not really a fuel tank. I mean, there's nothing in it. Maybe that's why it says danger. I don't know, it's Winback, nothing makes sense. But as soon as you cross that line, these guys show up. So I just make quick work of them with the SMG, and let's ask them again. Which way?
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, so they can be consistent. Alright, so we're gonna try to get... Oh, sorry, Jean-Luc, the ladder's that way. Okay, there we go. Alright, that's fine. So, like I said, sometimes the gunfire from the guards can be like the enemy of the run, not necessarily the guards themselves. Yeah, just like that guy, dealing to... You know, because it's not like the damage taken is random, but it's like when you get hit. You know, sometimes you just get lucky and it'll just whiz right past you. Other times you just get squared right in the back or the head. Okay, with this health, I'm just gonna go ahead and say we go for it. It's a little risky. So we're gonna evade...
marathon safety.
Yeah, so we're gonna evade those guards, and okay, that is unfortunate. But I believe.
I believe as well. You got this.
Oh!
No, so
oh, I
close.
died right at the door.
Oh no. This room.
Yeah, this room is not being kind to me today. I was kind of worried about this going in. But sometimes that's the price you pay not going for the med kit that's in the corner where the rail yard is. But third time's the charm. Hopefully I can still make it with an estimate after that. Alright, so same thing as before. Blow up the box. Okay, Jean-Luc spazzes out.
That's why not?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes the movement and camera don't really coordinate very well together. But yeah, like Mayu said, I've lost plenty of good runs to this area. You know, because part of the balance is you're trying to be fast while evading gunfire, and sometimes you're just gonna get hit. And you could just get incredibly lucky running back versus running in to destroy the sensor, or sometimes you just get killed no matter what. And oh, I kind of broke my rule about the not spawning these guys early, so we're just gonna improvise right now.
You got this. I believe in you.
You know what else I believe in? This way.
He also does.
Okay, so we're gonna take out this guard. Get shot by the other one off screen. Because why not?
Wouldn't be fun otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna post up right here. Take out this guard. Oh. I guess maybe not that guard.
I just want to say, take out the guard over there, or not. Take out this.
Oh. Ah, that was a cool roll that he did.
Yeah. You got this.
Alright,
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna go for the med kit this time, especially since that guy hit me with the shotgun again.
These guards, why do they hate you so much? Guys, it's for a good cause. Please, why are you so mean?
Alright, nobody panic. Also, that guy demonstrated what makes this PS2 version manageable is the fact that guards have to reload. In the N64 version, they just keep firing all day long. Ammo does not mean a thing to them. Alright, here we go, Mayu. We're doing this for a good cause. We're gonna execute this rush. Hopefully making it to the door. Now, one thing to note is that whenever Jean-Luc gets hit, and he's given iframes, not only will he be invincible for a temporary amount of time, but he cannot interact with doors or objects while being hit. So I'm just spamming for my life to get this door open, and we're through! Thank goodness.
Finally.
Now you understand why I call it the Monka S Rush. It's not fun when you don't make it.
Like Guard Rush, I kinda know that from another game. Oh look, it's the Harrier.
I don't know, I don't remember the Harrier flying like that. Okay, so we're coming up to the end of the factory section. We're now going to be approaching the parking garage where the freight elevator is located. But first we gotta snipe this guy because he's gonna get in the way of evading this turret. Hey, I got him.
Out-sniped by pistol.
Yeah, who needs an SMG? Okay, so we're just gonna kind of bait the turret a little bit, and then we're just gonna outrun it.
Run! Even if it looks more like a walk, to be fair, but run!
Okay, so this is gonna be a little more fixed cutscenes, so if you have anything to like quickly read off, this would be a good time before the next boss fight.
Yeah, of course, I'd like to remind everyone, if you like the current game or like speedruns in general, you can check out our schedule by typing !schedule into the chat. We have a lot of amazing runs coming up, so check it out.
Alright, so this is the last barricade I gotta get through, so we're just gonna blow up just that one box right by that truck. That's if Jean-Luc will... Okay, I guess he's not feel like aiming the other way, so we're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way and shoot the guy in the knee. Sorry, I mean
Once again.
I don't know. Hopefully they're armored.
It's like, you're still in the wrong game.
Okay, so this is the
We
parking
talked
garage,
about
but
that.
I think I gotta ask these guys. Is this the way to the freight elevator?
Okay.
There it is. It's confirmed.
They would never lie to us, right?
Is it this way?
Yes, it is.
Okay, here's the next boss fight. His weapon of choice is the rocket launcher. So I'm also gonna focus for this, because margin of error is somewhat bad if he blows up any of the boxes or barrels in this room. Alright, there we go.
Little fun fact, he always falls like that, so he's basically into the wall. And there's a German saying which translates to going with the head through the wall. That always reminds me of that. It means that you are really stubborn, and you always, if you want to go with the head through the wall. I don't know.
Yeah, so that was Gunt, who, like I said, his rockets will track you. But if your movement is consistent enough where you can just kind of evade it, it'll just kind of wrap around you and then... Okay, that's unfortunate there. I got caught, so he's gonna close that door, which is fine. I'll just have to go a slightly longer way to get through. Well, anyway, so you can evade the rocket fire just by, you know, kind of moving in a circle just to kind of bait the missiles away. Okay, there we go. So, that's where I would have gone in if I didn't get caught and they didn't shut the door. Oh, well, there you go. I mean, I didn't even have to say it. They already know. So the tricky thing about that last fight is there's an explosive barrel and a box placed next to you when you start. And not only will they do damage to you if Gunt blows one of them up when he's trying to shoot at you, but the rockets themselves also deal a lot of damage, so it's kind of like an easy way to just get like insta-KO'd. Given there's not really any cover to work with, so as long as you keep your movement pretty tight and just bait out the rockets accordingly, you should be able to get through just fine. But it was one of the fights I found hard to deal with when trying to learn how to run this game, believe me.
Yeah, definitely, like, some parts of this game, Joe makes them look easier than they are. I saw his first attempt. Your first attempt to really run it was... Oh, that's right.
Yeah, my first attempt at running this game was 4 hours. I was trying to like learn how to beat the game and speedrun at the same time, which... That was an interesting day. A lot of deaths, a lot of getting lost, a lot of going double back for no reason. The
Didn't
usual.
you listen to the guards on where to go?
You know, maybe that was my mistake. I should have listened to them more. Alright, so we're gonna
I
blow up
didn't
that
believe
sensor
them. I
here.
didn't believe in them.
Oh yeah, so to cover where we are now, we're now in the actual control center, which we're meant to go to. And provided you get here fast enough in the in-game timer in less than 3 hours, it will trigger the good ending, which basically means you will fight a few extra boss fights. Doesn't really add that much more to the run because in order to trigger any of the other bad endings, you have to be slower. So it's kind of a weird dilemma where a good ending is actually a faster category to run than what would typically be like a bad ending for some speedruns. Oh, thanks for telling me. So, like I said, you're incentivized to run the good ending since you have to be fast in order to get it, which is by default what you would get. Okay, one more guard. Excuse me, bud. Okay, I guess he didn't like being kicked. I don't blame him.
Just want to say, who likes to be kicked? I definitely don't.
I don't know, man. They like kicking me.
True. But you're an intruder in their base. They're just doing their job.
I guess that's true. Alright, so again, that's just more use of just kind of stunning a guard to get him out of the way. Yeah, one thing I will say is if you ever get into like running this game, get used to the sound of the gunfire, because you'll hear that a lot. And I mean a lot. Like, pretty much anywhere you go, you're gonna be hearing gunfire, particularly from the SMGs, since that's their most like common weapon to use, followed by shotguns and pistols. And also get used to hearing the yellow bar music, because, yeah, sometimes that'll happen too. Especially if these guys are not cooperating and just keep hitting me. But you do hear this way, so there is that.
It's the most important thing. If they stop saying this way, I will be concerned.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's what really makes the run the way it is. I mean, no, it's not about trying to go for the challenge or be fast. No, it's all about the guards. While trying to be fast. Okay, so now we gotta go up and over this vent, so to speak, while trying to evade the gunfire. Okay, there we go. Okay, there should be a med kit right off to the side here, so we will grab that. As much as I love the yellow bar music for this stage, there are some encounters where I just want to have that, you know, high HP bar.
And understand that. Oh, I remember that.
Alright, so we're just waiting for these containers to get moved around. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crouch right here, aim at this corner, and then blow up a barrel, which is gonna take out at least one of the guards. If you wait a little bit longer, you can try to get two of them. Then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go up and to the right to bait out these two guards on purpose. What this is gonna do is when I go back the other way, it's gonna despawn them because the game kind of reloads the room like every time you make progress. So when you come back after having moved a few things over, it's gonna despawn those guards out so they won't be there when you come back. So it's like a quick way to like bait out an encounter and not actually fight it later. Saves quite a bit of time and just a headache of more guards to deal with, because I mean, it's not like you don't have plenty of guards to fight already. Whoa! Man, Jean-Luc's got some moves, I'm telling you. Okay,
Definitely. You don't want to mess with that guy.
yeah, sometimes you can just ignore them, but if they're just, you know, hitting you non-stop, it's just better to, you know, take the fight to them. So what we just did there is we...
Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just lifted up a container, which is gonna allow me to exit this room, and oh, just like before, they're telling me which way to go. So that's the area where I baited up to two guards, and as you can see, they're no longer there. I actually found that out by accident. Doing a run one time where I accidentally went the wrong way, and when I came back, I was like, oh, those guards aren't there. Cool. It's like two less guards I gotta deal with, because I mean, like I said before, there's definitely plenty of guards that you gotta deal with.
There are a lot of guards, so 2 guards less is a blessing.
Okay, so now we're just gonna deal with these 3. Oh, there he is. Okay, I totally did that for memes. And now I paid for it. But worth.
Totally worth.
Yeah, plus the
All
door will
for the
close,
memes.
yeah, the door will close behind me, which is why I knew it was safe to just leave that guy there. Alright, so now for this room, we're gonna have to get through these lasers, which, unfortunately, just due to the way they're angled, we can't really do a laser skip like we did earlier, so we're gonna, okay, come on, Jean-Luc, work with me here. So we're gonna take out this sensor here, which is gonna lead me to the area that's gonna allow me to disable the other one. Okay, good headshot. Alright, so we're just gonna bait out these guards while waiting for these containers to get moved over. They'll act as makeshift cover when each one drops, and if you get really lucky, they'll land on top of one of the guards, depending on where they are. Yeah, just like that guy. Don't be that guy. Okay, then we're gonna activate that crane again. Instead of moving containers, they're gonna be moving something else. Wow, we can't jam to the music again. Yep, they never saw it coming.
I mean, definitely not obvious that these big boxes are coming towards you, and you should maybe move out of the way.
I like how the guy that's all the way on the right, after the first set of barrels gets dropped, he just stays put, like nothing happened. Wow, that guy is especially tanky today. There we go. I mean, sometimes there's a set amount of shots you need to do to, like, take out a guard, but other times, I feel like the game just does what it wants. You know, sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's none of the above, and you just gotta, you know, fire as many bullets as you have until they eventually go down. So
Let's just hope for the best sometimes.
So with the laser trap disabled, I can now activate this crane to move this other container over to this turret, which kind of holds this position pretty well. There's no good way to get around it.
This will be an amazing point for a laser skip because you wouldn't have to do all the running around.
Well, while that may be true, the only problem is you would have to be able to go back. Because the advantage of doing a laser skip is being able to move forward without having to, like, back travel for anything.
Well, you would have to check if the hitbox is from the other side, or if it's like the laser in the first stage where you do it.
Yeah, like earlier in the sewers during the office section, there is a pair of lasers that would qualify as a good laser skip attempt, but the only problem is it's just trying to set up the location, like how to, you know, stand Jean-Luc in the right spot. Well, when in doubt, it's this way. And he was just letting me know again.
I mean, relatable. This way is always the right way.
But yeah, I always try to look for opportunities to save time, whether if it's trying to find another, like, viable laser skip, or even just helpful shortcuts. Also, guys, which way? Man, what a good crew. Always telling me the right way. They don't try to steer me in the wrong direction. And also, thank God for iframes.
I mean, one question I have to ask there. When you were doing your first attempts and got lost, did they also yell this way? Because then they actually pointed you into the wrong direction.
You know, they probably did, but I just probably wasn't, you know, experienced enough to actually listen to them. But now I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get rid of this guy, and this guy is...
This guy exists, your life bar doesn't anymore, really.
Yeah, well, thankfully there's a med kit over here once this container is moved over. Ideally, I wouldn't have to do that. So this is gonna be the first of 2 shortcuts I'm gonna do in this room specifically. We'll revisit this again later. So first, we're gonna clear out that guard and this guard again for safety. I'm gonna try to get this one up here, just for marathon safety, if I can even target him, first off. Wow, nice hit detection. All right, we're just gonna go for it. So we're gonna allow that container to move forward, and then we're just gonna cut right through before it closes off. I also discovered that on accident during a run one time where I was just trying to save time, And it saves you at least like 45 seconds to a minute without having to go through like another set of guard encounters. And since it's kind of like open to you, like I feel like it's good to at least attempt for it. But if you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. You can still do the run, but you just won't benefit from the time save because we're gonna do it again later on stage 28, I believe. Because it's the same mechanic you're trying to cut through before it seals it off. Okay, we're gonna grab more shotgun shells for safety, along with taking out these two here. Okay, then we're gonna move this to container that we just cut through earlier, take out that guard, and then down the ladder we go. Also, more Cat Jam Yellow Barn music.
Yeah, but I don't know. The more stuff you do in this game, the more I hear what a thrill.
That there are a lot of ladders, I'll give it that. So, what I just did there is I unlocked all those doors that had like a red light, now they turn blue. And now we just gotta make our way to the one door that opens to the stage exit. Which will now lead into the next boss fight, who is the dual-wielding SMG, interesting thing to say at the end, which is Banderas. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna move out of the way to avoid the gunfire, skip this blue laser so the barrels won't go off on me, which is gonna force him to retreat to this room. And then we're just gonna do the same thing, deal damage, move, rinse and repeat. Once you get them to about halfway, guards will spawn in, and because I never triggered the barrels, they'll blow it up for me, and that's just less things I have to deal with. Alright.
What the hell is happening? It sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah, Banderas, dying does suck.
Banderas, this really sucks.
I can't help but laugh every time he does that. It's just like, okay.
Relatable.
Oh,
and
man.
this way.
Yeah, I mean, it just reinforces the meme of running Winback, just listening to stuff like that all the time. You never get bored, trust me. Alright, so we gotta back travel to the assembly, well, not assembly room, but the conveyor room with the moving bridge that we were in earlier, because we gotta activate a terminal to turn on an elevator switch so that we can proceed to the end game. So it's gonna be a lot of going back, so if there's anything you would like to add in, this would be a good time.
Alright. I'm sorry, I'm getting confused all the time. Please, chat, be nice to me. I'm awake for a really long time already.
No, I'm sure they're appreciating not only just this run, but what all you guys are putting on for this marathon.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, my brain is going with it. It's like I'm really sorry.
Okay, no worries. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna pick up some more magazine clips, which again is for marathon safety. Having the extra ammo is not necessarily a bad thing, but you just do lose time having to pick these up, because again, you gotta deal with these lasers, and if there's anything I absolutely hate running this game is the lasers. I could deal with the guards, the gunfire, and some of the not-so-fun boss encounters, but the lasers are just so mean to you. You know, it just takes one mistake to lose a lot of time. Alright, so we're back here. Coincidentally, it's where we started this section, if you remember earlier, except I was on the lower level instead of up here. So we're gonna move this bridge over, which will give us access to a sensor. But it's not gonna be as simple as it looks, because after all, it's Winback. It wouldn't be Winback if it didn't have some kind of a twist to it. So as we get about halfway across this bridge, this guard will show up. It's like, now's my chance. We're gonna move the bridge while he's on it. So it might be like, oh no, what could I possibly do?
Oh no, they are so bad to you.
Well,
And
I'm just gonna use the boxes against them. take out that guy while this one's just kneeling over here thinking, oh man, I did a good job. And then it's like, oh, guy, yeah, we need to talk about you operating that bridge while I was on it. Don't do that.
It's not nice. And while we're waiting for the bridge to come back, Playful redeemed hydrate. So I hope you have something to drink.
Absolutely. Always keep yourself hydrated.
Yeah, dehydration isn't fun.
Alright, so we're gonna go into this room, which we're gonna take out both of these cardboard boxes. One is gonna have a med kit, which is pretty much free, while the other will reveal a sensor that I will need to take out in order to actually get through this area. Okay, so took out those three. Then we're gonna take out this last guy for safety. Ideally, you just want to get through as fast as you can, but the dangerous thing about being here is, well, not only running out of ammo at the wrong time, but you don't want to get shot into the lasers, because just because you get shot doesn't mean you're immune to them. You know, you can actually be, like, shot and then, like, touch a laser. I've had that happen plenty of times, just like how I walked into that one, because I forgot to roll. Yeah, lasers are no fun.
So, and as horrible as that one is, as horrible are the games you're seeing here, at least some of them, because right now you're watching horrible games. We're raising money for the Heartland Animal Shelter. I just would like to remind people that you can type !donate to get the donation link, where you can donate as much as you like. As long as your message is family friendly, you will be heard on stream. If you need another reason to donate, just remember that you can write the amount off on your taxes, if you're concerned about that, as they are a 501c3 organization. No matter what though, we appreciate all of you for being here and just supporting us by watching, chatting, spreading the word, and supporting us in any way.
Alright, there you have it. So, we're gonna try this again, preferably without touching the lasers. It can't be said enough how much, you know, they cost the run, which I'll be thankful if I'm anywhere near the estimate by the time this is done. But hopefully we can get through and then just get to the end of the game, which we're not that far away. You know, I believe we're only maybe like 3 stages away from finishing. Okay, so again, they turn the bridge on. It's like, oh no. So we're gonna blow up that box. That guy's gonna blow up that box for me. I'm just gonna shoot that guy for memes.
Can we talk about that once again? Why are you moving the bridge when we are on there? That's not nice.
I don't know. I mean, they just like to troll them. It's just, you know, they did it to me earlier when they closed the door on me over there. Now they're doing it again when I'm on the bridge. I mean, it's, you know, it's not safe. I mean, these guys got to really reconsider their workplace safety guidelines. Oh, but then again, I'm an intruder, so I guess that kind of makes it as an exception. All right. So same as before, blow up the boxes, take the sensor out, pick up the med kit. I also love how this guy kicks the
lasers.
Yeah, I like how that guy kicks the box over. I mean, these things look pretty heavy, but he makes it slide like it's no big deal.
Totally easy.
Yeah,
But yeah, but on the other side, if you like make them explode, there isn't too much in it. So I guess wooden boxes aren't that heavy. It depends on which wood they're made of.
You know, someone in chat just beat me to it, which I would definitely imagine they did not skip leg day when they reported in today. Okay. So, same thing, take out the guards, don't touch the lasers, can't be said enough. Well, except for him, except I shot him into it, which hope they won't do that to me. Okay, so we're just gonna wait for the lasers to move up. Man, some of these guys are just tanky for no reason. Alright, so we're through the last set. Then we're gonna go back to this door. Oh, he did say to stop, but I guess I didn't heed his warning very well. Okay, now for this fight. Oh man, do I love this fight, and I know you guys are gonna love it too.
Guys, do you know the Lion King? Do you know the 3 hyenas? This one definitely resembles one of them, and you can guess which one I mean.
Yeah, because we're about to fight Jin, who moves really fast. He's hard to see, but it makes it easier with a flashlight. And every time you attack him, he does that.
So which Bayonetta do I mean? Just imagine you're like sleeping and waking up because you hear this laughter out of your room.
Wait for it. God, it never gets old.
Yeah, like imagine you are waking up because you hear this laughter in your room.
Yeah, Jin is... I don't know, man. I like to say he's just been... I don't know, maybe he had like a lot of energy drinks before showing up today. Maybe he's just, I don't know, altered to be like that. I have no idea. But
Imagine falling asleep with your headphones on. Yeah, that actually... I have to admit.
I mean, if I fell asleep with my headphones on and I heard that as the first thing, I'd be so terrified. Be like...
I have to admit, it happened to me before because, Joe and I are like on the opposite side of the world, so when he streams I'm mostly in bed, and then I just keep the stream open. And then you hear this laughter and wake up from it because it's on the stream, because the stream is still open.
Yeah, and really the key to fighting Jin is just try to keep him stun locked where he'll move around a lot in somewhat of a predictable pattern. But the thing that's tricky is because of how fast he moves, he can cut corners, which makes it hard to rely on target lock alone. So you just have to kind of anticipate which way he'll be going, and
Most likely
just try
this
to.
way.
Yeah, well, that too. Okay, so we now turned on the power for the elevator that gets us to the end of the game, and now we're making our way back. Oh, thank you guys. I had no idea.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, now I do. Okay, that kick was not intended, but I'm glad I did that. I was just trying to get up the ladder.
Bijin Marolo, I'm sorry if I butchered the name. Cheered with 5 bits. Thanks a lot for that one. Every little bit helps.
Alright, so we just...
appreciate every little bit.
Oh yes, absolutely. So we just turned the power back on to that area we were in earlier with all the moving containers. And again, for safety, we're just gonna grab some extra ammo. For world record pace, you ideally want to skip it, if you can. Because some areas coming up, we're gonna want the sub-weapons available if you have them. The pistol is a good overall weapon, but sometimes it's nice just to have the heavy firepower to make some encounters slightly easier. You know, especially in this hallway.
They tried to tell you where to go again.
Wait, where'd that guy go?
Magic.
Well, okay then. Usually there's... Oh, no,
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Wow, what a nice checkpoint to have.
And pass test comes right in with 10 bits, saying got some too, for the animals. That's right. Thanks a lot for that one.
Alright, I'm just trying to avoid dying right now.
You've got this, I believe in you. I mean, if you die, you lose a very important part of your life.
Yeah, I mean, what's another continue? Alright, so I'm gonna try to play this as conservative as I can so I can attempt this shortcut again. Wow, that was very well done, Jean-Luc. I'm sure they never expected that.
I surely didn't. And why did they tank a shotgun round again?
Yeah, the cover system isn't perfect, as you can see. Alright, here we go. So we're gonna turn this on. Pick up this med kit, because we're definitely gonna want it.
Pick it up.
And then we're gonna roll right through. So it's the exact same maneuver that I did earlier. And actually, it was in this stage where I found that out. Because I was really behind on time, and okay, these guys are not being nice to me again. Alright, good thing there's another med kit in the next room. It was in that room where I actually, you know, found out that you can make that shortcut, because I was like running low on trying to, like, you know, find places to save time, so I was just like, oh yeah, I wonder if you can cut through here before that container closes off. And when I did it, I was like, wow, that's really neat. And so I timed it from a run where I would not do it versus a run that did, and it saves you a lot of time. It puts you essentially a whole room ahead of where the other run would be if they don't do the shortcut. And depending on, you know, guard variance from, you know, when they hit you or not, or if you just don't get shot in the back like I just did, it saves you around 45 seconds, you know, which is very valuable time to get back.
You mean you win it back? Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see what you did.
I also saw what this guy did there.
Yeah, I knew that guy was gonna show up, but it was a little bit sooner than I thought it was gonna be. Oh man, that moment when you wish you had more ammo.
I mean, you already picked up the safety ammo.
Well, I did, but I also used up that safety ammo.
Machine gun go brrrt.
Yeah, pretty much. I like how they give you the on-screen.
Reloading your gun before.
Yeah, I like how it gives you the on-screen, like, no ammo, no ammo. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna run through this room as fast as we can, sticking to the inside corner so we don't get killed. And as soon as that door opens, we're just gonna go right through since they opened it for me. Now, brace
Really
yourselves. This is gonna be a really loud elevator. Told ya.
Elevator also goes brrrt.
I mean, they don't maintain this place. I mean, the shutters are loud, the elevators are loud. And this way. That's what truly matters.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're getting near the end game. We're about a couple stages away. So we just got... yeah, we got this way. So we're just gonna be navigating through more of these corridors and, you know, guard encounters. So if there's anything you would like to chime in with, this is another good time since I'm just running through rooms. Or actually, no, wait, I take that back. There's gonna be another boss fight. I take that back. It's after this fight where we have a lot of downtime.
Okay.
Alright, so this is Death Mask. No, I said this is Death Mask.
This is this way.
No, that guard is misinformed. So first we're gonna take out these two guards, or try to at least. It'll just make this fight a whole lot easier. And then Death Mask isn't overly bright, so we decided to hide behind a bunch of barrels, which we'll use against them. And then same thing as before, we're just gonna attack and move. Okay, same thing, one more. Okay, listen to this. That sounds like me when I first wake up and I don't have caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a bleh.
Yeah, I'm also just like, whenever I get up.
Yeah, I mean, Death Mask just wasn't feeling it today. No, I'm just kidding. He always does that.
That's totally relatable. That's relatable. I'm also awake for like 19 hours or something. Semi-awake for 19 hours at least, so...
Well, good thing for you, Mayo, because we're on stage 30, which is the last long stage we have to deal with, followed by stage 31, which is basically 2 boss fights. So now is a good time to, you know, chime in with any messages, because it's going to be a lot of running.
Yeah, I'd just like to remind everyone that after this run, if you're interested in who the guy is who actually is running this game, we have an interview, which will be held with Joe himself. So, if you're interested in actually, like, finding out who this actually is,
ouch,
I would say just stay here, and maybe we will also find out why he died.
Yeah, that didn't quite go over very well, but yeah, keep going.
We got a $20 donation from Thar, saying an awesome, or should I say horrible, marathon so far. It definitely is an awesome marathon so far. It's horribly awesome. This is how you could call it.
You know, that that perfectly describes how this run is going right now. But
Yes.
it's all for a good cause, so I just kind of roll with it. Also, what I find remarkable is that, like, just keep in mind, this is on easy. I mean, yeah, some of the damage taken can be, you know, manageable, but this game is still pretty tough.
Like, imagine, there are 2 difficulties above that.
Yes, there is normal and hard, and this way. Always this way.
And 3.
Yeah, so, like, normal is only different from this mode, just given that, yeah, damage taken, I think, is up a little bit, but your pistol ammo magazine is reduced from, you know, 14 to 7, so it basically cuts it in half. It still does the same amount of damage, and it's still useful, but you just don't have as much ammo for it. Hard is pretty much the same as normal, but you take way more damage easily, and when you complete stages, your health doesn't automatically refill, like you've noticed, yeah, like you've noticed this way. On hard, whatever health you have leaving a stage is what you start with, so it's, yeah, it's like a, it is kind of like a true Monka-esque difficulty.
It definitely is. I mean, I would like to try that. I think I would already kind of be...
I mean, easy's a
having
good
enough-
entry point to start with the game. I would definitely recommend starting on easy. Unless if you're looking for a really brutally hard challenge, I mean, power to you. But you'll get the basics on easy.
I know people that played their first time of Doom on the hardest difficulty, so they will definitely start on hard.
Yeah, and you get to hear this way a lot, so that's another incentive to maybe run the game.
Over here.
Let's see. I see we lost. You guys know the way. Okay, that guy's trying to
They
trick
want you
me.
to come back. I just want to say, they want you to come back.
Yeah, they're saying, no, it's over here. I don't know,
No,
man.
it's not.
I think. Oh, okay, that guy knows. Too bad I had to kill him.
Some of these guards also just like playing peekaboo behind cover.
Yeah, the funny thing about doing that is, like, the guards they'll attack you once they see you, and then when you hide behind cover for a certain amount of time, they just sort of forget you're there, and they just lower their gun. I don't know, short-term memory, I guess. They're just like, oh, the intruder's gone. Oh, wait, the intruder's there again. Also, 10 out of 10 backflip
He's
that guy
over
just
there. This room looks so scary.
did. Yeah, it does look scary, but again, making use of the stagger of just firing at them once, it makes a huge difference on how to get through that room. You know, easily
also,
versus...
that the room where there's medkit in the middle?
Yeah, I feel like it's a beginner's trap where they place a medkit dead center saying, hey, come try to grab this, and I look at it and saying, yeah, no thanks. You know, I do not want to go in the middle of that with no cover, and I end up losing health just to get the medkit.
I also think the checkpoint is really far away. Yeah.
Yes,
Seeing that
you
here's
would
the
have
checkpoint.
you would have to double back to that point again. So that barricade looks pretty intimidating, but I trust you'll take my word for it that it's not as hard as it looks. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna clear out these guards so we can get access to a slightly, you know, precise angle. As you may have noticed, they placed some explosive barrels right where the turrets are. I know, a very 200 IQ, so we're just gonna peek, aim right in the middle, watch the fireworks.
You.
Yeah,
That just told me that I should steal your world record.
Yeah, someone didn't really think this out with placing the barrels there.
Nah, definitely not. Or they didn't, or like, I don't know, the turrets were actually there for decoration. Or as a bait, and then they forgot that it was a bait, and they just got onto there, and they were like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes they have good intentions. Other times they could have been like, yeah, we're trying to clear this out and didn't really know where to put it, so we're just gonna put it over here. And maybe they said okay, but then forgot that they did that. And then once I blew it up, I think that's when they know they messed
Was
up.
that moment that they knew they messed up? Yeah.
Yes. All right, so whoop. Yeah, another instance of bringing a knife to a gunfight. So I blew up those barrels on that crane before they moved it. It's just the splash damage will kill some of the guards for me, making it slightly easier to get through, because, I don't know, unfortunately that one guy did knife me. So, now you might have been wondering, yeah, I think you might be saying, well, what's this rocket launcher for? Well, see that turret right there? We're gonna blow that up because passing through here without it is really difficult without dying. That
So
is
we
why I
basically
carry
bring
it.
the rocket launcher from stage 2 or 3 all the way here just for this turret.
Yeah, I mean, trying to get through this without it is so difficult. You'll lose more time than it would be just to pick up a rocket launcher, just save it. There are several places throughout the run where you can acquire one, but some of them go out of your way and others may not, but the inventory swap isn't as, oh wow, nice snipe from the shotgun. The inventory swap isn't as, I guess isn't as bad as it looks, because the weapon swap goes by pretty quick, so yeah, you're rotating through another weapon, but I look at it as saying I'd rather have it to get through a room easier than to not have it. And by design, we're gonna spend the rest of the rounds in this area coming up since we no longer need the rocket launcher. There may be other things you could use it for, but yeah, it's there so I can take out that turret. Ah, thanks,
And
guys.
this way.
Oops. I was trying to aim for that guy, but he beat me to it. Okay, so we're gonna
Lasers are scary.
Yeah, so we're gonna be... Oh, he's kind of in a weird spot.
Can you bait him over somehow? No? Okay.
No, what happened was some
well.
guards are scripted to, like, move to a position, but if you shoot them before they reach it, they just kind of stay in place.
Wouldn't you also just use that for some places to keep them in a place where they're better?
Not really, but, I mean, sometimes just knowing, like, how they move about or just spawn in a room can be helpful, and that was scary. Thankfully, I do have a checkpoint in here, so I don't have to go all the way back, but it still would be an unfortunate time loss should I die in here. But good news, there is a medkit in here, so we'll be good to go. There's actually two of them. One's in the middle, but the other one is right around this corner here, which I will be getting. Okay, there we go. Now, this laser
really
trap
convenient.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so we gotta take out that... And just when I recovered my health. So we gotta take out that sensor right there, which is in the line of sight of this laser trap. So I'm just gonna try to do this really quickly. And, of course, I didn't hit the target, so I'm gonna try it again. Okay, now I'm too close. Alright, come on, Jean-Luc. Steady hands now.
You got this.
I'm so scared of that laser.
Same. I don't even run the game and I'm scared.
Yeah, so I guess there is a horror theme to this game after all. Just
Yeah,
laser traps.
it's called lasers.
Yeah, so I try to be as very careful as I can, because you have to put yourself in harm's way to take out the sensor, and I really despise the game for doing that. You know, because it's like they couldn't make it any more difficult than it needs to be. Okay, there should be another guard right here. Okay. Now we're gonna use the rocket launcher to just basically spend the last 3 rounds since we no longer need it. Worth. Alright, so we're gonna wait for this laser to move again, because we're now gonna grab this other med kit, which ideally would be for backup. Because in this next room, if you take a death here, well, you gotta do that whole laser shutter thing again, so it'd be pretty costly. Alright, so this is the last room of guards I gotta deal with for this entire run, so we're near the finish line. Wait, where'd you go?
He's hiding. There he is.
He was trying to bait me into those C4 explosives I placed on the floor. I'll give him credit for that. So I'm just clearing it. Yeah, I'm just gonna clear out these guards just to make this easier because there's a. Well, there's that, and there's also another sensor you gotta take out, which is on a really absurd angle, which is like right here. And that's it. Now we just say hello and goodbye to these guards coming in. And we're done with stage 30, and we're on the last stage for the last two boss fights. So, it was revealed that the guy assassinating our teammates was none other than the commander of the scat team himself, Commander Dan. Also, get your cat jams, Pepe jams, sour pleases, because this music is awesome. As we blow up barrels to damage them.
It's always nice. Like when I hear them, I get an IRL Pepe Jam. I'm just sitting here like.
Okay, now we just gotta hit him a few more times. Okay, one more. So basically I'm staying in place because I don't want to trigger any of the blue lasers that'll make red ones spawn in. And now for the best cutscene in the game.
I knew you were good, Jean-Luc, but... Tell me, Dan, why did you do it?
Yeah, why did you do it?
Fate, Jean-Luc.
Fate?
That's right. Fate. You probably don't know this, but I'm half Sarkozian.
Sarkozian? As in from Sarkozia?
Wow.
No, he's from Mars.
Wow.
And even more cat jam.
Alright, so this is Cecil. Time is gonna be coming up once his health bar reaches 0, and I'll try to count us down. So we're gonna go up this ramp, take out this sensor, which has a conveniently placed turret, and it's gonna end in 3, 2, 1, now.
Time.
Impossible. I am invincible.
Oh, not the turret fire, he isn't.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm actually curious what my time is, because I know there was not so good deaths that
Your
happened.
time is 2:03:40.
Okay, so it's not that bad. With added cutscenes, but you know what? I had an absolute blast running this game again. I did this before, and I was glad to be able to do this again for such a good cause. If you want to play Winback, it's on the PSN store for the PS3. You can download it. It's a digital copy. It's how I play it. I definitely recommend it if you just want to have a good nostalgic trip or just want to challenge yourself. It's a great game to get into. Just quick shoutouts to Daisy Fan, who moderates the board for this game. I currently hold the record. I have a run that hasn't been updated yet for my 148.51 run that I did a few days ago. Also, shoutouts to you guys for organizing this event. The Heartland Animal Shelter, I'm sure, will appreciate every little bit of support you can provide. And of course, shoutouts to MGSR for supporting me and trying to get me better at speedrunning games, motivating me to push myself outside the comfort zone of like learning other games. And shoutouts to all of you guys watching. And shout out to the best mod.
Shout out to you for being here.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed this run, you can follow me at JospehJoestar316. It's quite a mouthful, but that's just part of the fun.
It's long name, Joe.
Yeah, it goes with a meme whenever I participate in events for MGSR. But also be sure to follow this channel that you're watching it on, since they all volunteer to put this event on for all of you, and it all goes to a good place. And Mayu, thank you for providing co-commentary once again. I'm sure you're
Thanks
eager
for having me.
Yeah, I'm sure you're eager to get some rest. You definitely deserve
Nah,
it.
not quite yet. We still have an interview going on.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I don't know how that's exactly going to work, but that's going to be it from me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this run, and
No, it's also not for you, because the interview will be with you, so we will still have you here for a little bit.
Okay, guess I'm just kind of going along with it, but
Okay, guess we got reconnected now. Hopeful. Yeah, I still hear your game, but I don't hear. Oh, now. There we go. And I know why I heard your game because I still had the stream open in Discord. But now everyone should be able to hear us. And if you're ready, I will just ask some questions so our wonderful chat can get to know you a bit better.
All right, fire away.
Okay, so first question. I think Joseph Joestar, everyone heard his name before, be it from memes or because they watched the anime. What exactly did you let you think, okay, this is the best Joestar, I want to be named after him now?
I named it this way because I felt like it was part of the seasonal arc of the, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure anime story that really got me interested in it entirely. It's a great character that really inspired me to kind of, motivate myself to try things. Of course, in, reality, there isn't things such as, stands, hormone, and all the things that we enjoy about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I really was inspired by the character and, the idea of trying to connect that to speedrunning. I don't know. I guess it's sort of just kind of like evolved into that, but absolutely great series.
Can just agree on that one. So, I mean, we saw this run, we said it's difficult, but how difficult would you say this game is to get into speedrunning?
Provided you have a PS3 or a PS2 or an N64 if you still got one. I think it's easy to get into, but maybe it's a little, I guess, say like moderately difficult to like try to get better at it. Because it is a fairly lengthy run. But the nice thing about it is like once you actually complete it once, you unlock this trial, which I know I've been scrolling through the menu. The trials are basically the stages by themselves, and it's a great way to practice.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
that sounds really
yeah.
helpful. So, what other games except for Winback do you run? And what makes you run, like, what makes you think these are nice games to run?
Well, I got quite a bit, but I'll just try to summarize it as best I can. So I could speedrun MGS 1 through 4, Twin Snakes, Revengeance, and Ground Zeroes. Full 7 missions, stealth, no kills run. And what makes them fun for run to me is before I got into speedrunning, I was always interested in trying to go for like the Foxhound big boss ranks. Or in the case of MGS4, I was trying to like unlock all the different emblems, weapons, unlockable stuff. And the idea of speedrunning them really pushed myself to get better and appreciate the games that I really liked playing growing up.
So, which one of the games would you consider the hardest to run, also Winback included?
Depending on the category, I'm gonna say MGS4 for big boss attempts. Um, I run New Game Plus primarily because it makes some sections easier, but there are still some areas where you could lose the rank for just getting an alert so easily. It's very difficult to play very well while trying to be fast. I'll even put, like MGS3 up there on European Extreme. It's a fun run to do. It's not as long, but there are some really difficult rooms to get through. I admire anyone that attempts runs of that difficulty. And there's just some pitfalls that just can really, trip up anybody running the game. But it's also a very good challenging run. And but I do try to find something about it that makes me interested to run it, whether if it's like a high rank difficulty run, a stealth no kills run, stuff like that. But I would definitely put MGS4 as probably like one of the hardest runs to do very well for a speed run.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I have respect for everyone who attempts Big Boss Emblem, Big Boss Foxhound ranks in the different games. But you said you're basically running 5.1. I'm just gonna call it like that because it's the pre-story of MGS5. So,
Yeah,
are you
so like
planning
there's
on learning Phantom Pain at one point?
I think if I ever get to a point where I want to attempt a full anthology run, which is 1 through 5, including Phantom Pain, I think that would be a nice game to add. But like Winback, it's going to take time. to kind of digest it all. But like Winback, you can do the one mission at a time. You know, so they're kind of staged similarly.
Yeah. Okay, but like, I guess we talked a lot about speedrunning, so I guess we are just gonna go back a bit from that. So, what's your favorite game to play casually?
If I ever just wanted to fire up a game just for fun, funny enough, is actually MGS4 because back before MGO2, which was the multiplayer component before that was pulled, it was a good multiplayer to get into. You can just try different things in the main story, just explore parts of the levels that in the speedrun I would typically skip over. But I guess outside of the games that I speedrun, I do, get into Genshin Impact quite actively. I do just, I do like trying to play different games that kind of keeps not only the burnout factor down, but just kind of keeps myself sharp in different ways.
Okay, and one last question that I have. If there would be one interesting fact about you that you want the chat to know, which would it be?
It may be hard to believe, but despite how I look, I'm actually 31.
I
Most
still can't
people will
believe it.
not believe. Most
No,
people do not believe me,
no,
but
you're
I
not.
mean, as a matter of fact, I am, but I will agree to disagree. But in all honesty, it's just I love playing games. I really have good memories of stuff that I played growing up, and I think some of that was kind of the driving factor to like want to take those games once up again and like learn to speed run them, and that kind of really adds like more like excitement to doing it.
All right. So I guess that wraps up our short interview with JospehJoestar316. Anything else you want to add before we are heading off?
I think our community higher ups in MGSR will thank me for this because we're going to be holding the next MGSR relay race, which is going to be next weekend. It's going to be on June 5th. I will be actually participating in it. I'll be running MGS3 on European Extreme, which is going to be a total of 6 races where the theme is Team Shotmakers versus Team Flame Troopers. It comes from a Metal Gear MSX theme. It's going to be speedrunners of the community racing each other to score points, and whatever team wins their race against their opponent will win the relay race. You could check it out on twitch.tv/Metal Gear Speedrunners. You could also check out the community Discord for MGSR. It's a great community to be a part of if you ever want to just learn a game. It's a great place to join. We finished up the MGS1 PC All Bosses League not too long ago, so shoutouts to Volcanic Akuma for taking home the trophy. And also, you can check out our wiki at MetalGearSpeedrunners.com. And if you're into Twitter, you can also check out our community Twitter page at MGS Runners. Shoutouts to our social media team for maintaining it.
Where we are both part of?
Yes, that is true. And we also have a YouTube page for Metal Gear Speedrunners, so feel free to check us out. And I think I covered everything. But once again, just thanks for having me on here.
Thanks for being here. I like what I saw from chat. Everyone really enjoyed your run, and I can understand why.
Yeah, thankfully it wasn't too far overestimated. It was just some unfortunate deaths, but that's just the game.
Yeah, that's the game's nature. But all right, so we'll be heading into a short intermission to set up our next runner, which will be Harsh running Scooby-Doo Unmasked. So yeah, stay tuned for that one.